Hello everyone, welcome to When the Night Comes. This is another visual novel game. I wanted to play another visual novel game after we finished Dramatical Murder, and I figured let's do something a little different, shall we? Last time we were in a cyberpunky world. This time, I believe, we're in a world of magic and vampires and stuff, I think. I don't know. I don't remember reading the description of this. I just remember it was on sale during the Steam sale, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play it and see what happens. So, oh man, are we about to have a beat drop? Oh man, there was no beat drop, but there's spooky piano music, and I like that. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into this, just because I wanted something, Dramatical Murder did so good, might as well do another thing. And also, I'm just enjoying, do you want to just sit here and enjoy the music for a little bit? It's really good. I really enjoy it. I do know there is voice acting in this, so that's going to be exciting. Which means I don't have to just listen to I don't have to read everything, which is good as well. New game! Let's do a new game. Tell us your first name. Well, my first name is Ddog. Your surname. Well, surname means last name, and I'm just going to go with the last name that I'm used to. I'm plays games, because I'm Ddog plays games, so, there's my surname. My surname is plays games. There we go. Choose your pronouns. That's always great. I love winning pronouns. I go by he, him pronouns. Although someone could be like, they are cool. When the night comes. Very spooky. Now, I do know that the music in this is very... I played, the first minute of it just so we could, I could get the sound and everything. You have been selected for immediate transfer and are authorized to report to the enforcement headquarters in Lunaris, Ascria. Please find your mission information and all other relevant documents enclosed. Once the information has been digested, we order that the documents are promptly destroyed. This information is highly classified, as are the details of your relocation. Upon arrival, please report to General Augustus Willenheim. Respectfully, Lieutenant General Harold Addington III. I'm also a third. That's from the Department of Enforcement, Office of the Lieutenant General. Okay. I arrive in Lunaris at dusk. I've been traveling for days, my feet are sore, my eyes tired, and all I can think of is how much I need a damn good sleep. I'm a hunter, and I've been called here by the Lieutenant General of Ascria to lead an investigation. The matter is apparently urgent if the rapid way in which I've been summoned is anything to go by. The things that you hear about in ghost stories and fables are all real, and it's my duty, my purpose, to protect humanity from those creatures that go bump in the night. There have been a series of particularly violent murders here in Lunaris lately, and the local enforcers, the agency that oversees us, can't seem to put their finger on who or what the culprit is. I was the most skilled hunter general in the previous town I was assigned to, but I have eagerly welcomed the change of scenery. Even if it does involve murder and a highly dose of existential dread. Though, if I sink further into the town, the feeling that washes over me is making me wonder if I made the right choice. As if I even really had one at all. Our lives are bound, as I live to serve, as hunters were the only ones equipped to deal with such monstrosities. What monsters are we dealing with? I feel like vampires. I feel like this is a very vampire-esque place. Plucked from our families at a young age, we're told that we hold an incredibly rare talent, not only in passing of secretive initiation that gives us the keen senses of empathetic skills, but also in possessing the mental fortitude, intellect, and obedience necessary to ensure our effectiveness and loyalty. AKA, we've been picked since we were young to do this job because we gonna do it right. So, I steel myself. Steel myself? What does steal myself mean? I steel myself and wander aimlessly through the unusual narrow streets. Unable to focus on much else other than the thought of a warm meal and a comfy bed. The only thing that distracts me from such thoughts is the way the sky begins to turn an inky, infinite black. Wisps of mist swirl around my ankles, seeping out from every crack and crevice. Flickers of magic are present within the smoky tendrils, and I can't help but wonder if my mind is playing tricks on me. I turn a sharp corner and see people running, scooping up small children, scrambling to get inside. I hear the sound of doors slamming and locking, echoing off of the crooked stonework. Curtains are drawn, windows are closed, and then... darkness, the abnormal kind. Although the stars are shining brightly at a glance, and the crescent moon hangs low, neither offer much light. It's unsettling, to say the least. A chill rolls down my spine, and I walk faster, my sore feet continuing their protest. The instincts that have been part of me since my initiation kick in, and I have a feeling deep in my pit in my stomach that I need to get inside, and fast. I spot a mage light lantern as I head further down the street. The dull blue flame flickers invitingly in the darkness, drawing me in. I pushed the weathered wooden door open, and the light tinkle of the bell that hangs above my head announces my presence. This is cute. I love the art style of this so far. And this is as far as I made it when playing beforehand, just so I could, like, you know, have a chance of, like, you see how the music gets quiet in here? It's empty, only very dimly lit by a few worn-down candles. The shelves are stoked with curious trinkets and jars of strange-looking ingredients and potions, and an apparently endless collection of dusty old books lines the walls. It smells faintly of incense and a little of... is that ozone? Can you smell ozone? Isn't ozone what's in the sky, like, keeping us from dying, and also we had, like, a big old crisis at some point? I don't know. I don't know science. I'm a math person. Don't bug me. Man, my hair is bugging me. Yes, like the way the air smells just before a storm. Never mind. That is the perfect smell. I love the right before weather. Like it's raining and all cool outside, and then it just smells. Oh, 10 out of 10. Like lightning. Lightning does not smell. Lightning is a energy. I hear footsteps and turn to find their owner, and I'm taken aback by the figure that appears from behind a pair of well-placed curtains.
I was just closing up, but can I help you?
Wow. You are cute, sir. I love your eyes that are pretty. I love that you've got the Seth Rollins white blonde streak that's going through your hair. So far, pretty good. Yes, you can help me. Save me from everything. Oh, you have cute earrings, too. Wide eyes burn into me, brighter and the clearest of emeralds. His aura feels distinctly magical, and I'm very aware that I'm looking at a witch, a powerful one at that. Wouldn't it technically be warlock if it's... Well, we don't know if he identifies as male. I'm sorry to interlude, but I appear to be a little lost. I'm looking for the tavern. His gaze falls to my weapons and my sash, his cheeks darkening as realization apparently sets in.
Are you the new hunter?
I offer him a wry smile. Is it that obvious? He returns my smile, and I can't help but feel welcome, at home even.
Oh, just a little. It's lovely to meet you. The town has been alight with gossip about you this week, you know. My name is Ezra, by the way.
Hello, Ezra. I'm Ddog, Mr. Ddog the Plays Games. I'm Ddog. Nice to meet you, Ezra. I liked my words better.
Did anyone happen to tell you not to wander the streets when darkness falls? As capable as I'm sure you are, it's not advised. Especially these days.
Can someone tell me what I'm dealing with? I would like to know if we're dealing with, like, vampires or werewolves or demonic demons of any sort. I shake my head, still a little out of sorts from the long journey. Then, much to my embarrassment, my stomach decides to grumble loudly. How rude of me. You must be starving. Take a seat in my back room and I'll quickly fix something up. Wow, so it's partially voice acted, but not all of it. You really don't have to do that. I better be on my way.
You will do no such thing. It's too dangerous out there. Please, I insist. It's no trouble, really.
I mean, sure, that's fine. That's fine. If you're insisting, make me some food. But if you drug me, I'll hurt you cutie patootie. No, what are we going on? I can hardly refuse when he's looking at me like that. See, exactly, that's what I was saying. I nod and follow as he parts the curtains to reveal a cozy living space. There's a small kitchenette with a crooked dining table, and nestled in the corner is a tattered but comfy looking sofa. Oh, look at that like picture in the background right there. Ezra fills an old steel kettle and pops it on the stove, igniting the stubborn burner with a grunt before he turns and offers me a smile.
I'm just going to pop upstairs and get you some blankets. I really do insist you stay until morning. You must be exhausted, and I'd hate to send you out into the darkness knowing...
Knowing what? Are you going to tell me what, sir? Or, I don't know what pronouns you use, but are you going to tell me what? He pauses, stopping himself.
Just wait here. And please, make yourself comfortable.
It's pretty sus, sir. Do you know what's going on out there? Obviously you do. Why don't you tell me? I could think of nothing worse than even walking across the street right now, let alone across town, so I swallow a polite protest. I still want to know why I can't go outside. Thank you, Ezra. He disappears up a narrow staircase, and my curiosity instantly gets the better of me. A solitary candle burns upon the countertop, colorful, magical little lights hanging from various picture frames and shelves, as well as the abundance of luscious green plants. I'm assuming he's one of those witches that like can brew potions and stuff and everything, because I technically think in the last room we saw potions and stuff, but I'm not sure. Also, this is a cute tea set back here, sir. Can you make me something in those cups? Those are adorable. It's utterly enchanting, just like its owner, and obviously well-loved. There are generous amounts of personal belongings and keepsakes littering every possible nook, and I eye a tiny dish that's overflowing with brightly colored jewelry. Beside it sits a pile of crumpled parchment. Some of the pages are covered in an elegant looping script, and others are filled with lovingly rendered portraits. I tentatively reach for one of the sketches at the top of the pile, but a loud creak startles me. I turn, as alert as I've always been taught to be, as my fingers edge towards my weapon. The hairs on my back of my neck stand to attention, and I immediately know that there's a creature nearby. That's when I see them. A pair of glowing, fierce golden eyes peeking up at me from a previously hidden hatch in the floorboards, and before I could even think about defending myself, I'm pinned to the wall by a firm, cold, and inherently not human arm. Hello, you. I love you as well, person thing. I like your hair.
Who the hell are you? Where is Ezra?
Oh, he's got a deep voice. He's got a deep voice, and he means business. His lips curl with a snarl, affording me what feels like an incredibly pointed view of a set of long, sharp fangs. If I hadn't already clocked his deathly pallor, there'd be no second guessing what kind of creature that I'd be dealing with here. Vampire. I knew I'd already be quite dead if that was not what he truly wanted, and I feel nothing from him other than an overwhelming desire to protect something or someone. Are you the partner of Ezra? Do you need to introduce yourself, sir? His aura is panicked, but distinctively non-threatening, so I decide to relax against his hold. I cautionally raise my hands in surrender in the hopes that he'll stand down. We're not taught to harm creatures who have no intent to harm us. It isn't what we stand for, at least not the honorable hunters. Feel like we're gonna run into a non-honorable hunter with that mention. Plus, vampires are the closest things there is to humans in the demonology handbook, and I've met a few reasonable ones in my time. Emphasis on a few. He retreats a little, just as I'd hoped, just enough for me to gather my composure. Tell him Ezra is safe. Ask him who he is. Tell him Ezra is safe. Ezra is fine, I swear it. He's just upstairs getting me things. Wow, look at your arm. Oh, that looks cool. Okay, those bright, discerning eyes burn into my own, a chill skittering over my skin. He looks like he's searching for something, his dark brows twitching as he studies my face, a thick scar cutting through the one on the right. Something that looks a lot like relief settles upon his face. I can't help but wonder what a vampire is doing sneaking into Ezra's home at this hour. I'm telling you, they're partners. Also, you've got some hair on your chest. Man, you would make a great... Is that a tattoo? Can I see more of your tattoo?
If you're playing tricks on me, I'll have your head. Understand?
I mean, I understand. So I'm not playing tricks, so I have no reason to lie to you. I nod once, my hand still raised where he can see that I mean no harm. I'm not lying. He's safe. He's upstairs. He's actually invited me to stay at his house. He doesn't want me going out there because people are going to hit me in the butt. I tip my chin towards the staircase in the hopes that he'll use his head and seek Ezra out with those impressive senses of his. He takes a step back, but he still doesn't seem to trust me. I don't entirely blame him. I know how he feels. I am a stranger. He's a vampire. I'm a hunter. He probably is the hunted. Just pointing that out. The sound of the kettle whistling as it comes to a boil distracts him, and he visibly relaxes. His gaze quickly darts to the staircase, then back to me. He steps back, the candlelight illuminating his angular face, all sharp lines and hair as black as the night. His otherworldly obviously attractive in that tall, dark, and dead sort of way, and his left arm is missing from the shoulder down. So if his arm is missing, because I thought it was just a tattoo, what is this then? I guess we got an answer. In its place is an advanced-looking prosthetic flowing with what looks like incredibly advanced magic. He catches me looking at it and quirks that scarred brow.
Like what you see? Sorry, it's not for sale.
Sir? Oh, good. Ezra appears from upstairs, his eyes wide as he surveys the sight before him.
Finn? What are you doing
Of course
here?
his name's Finn. Why is it always Finn? Iron fingers curl around Ezra's forearms, almost as though he's checking he's real. His prosthetic thrums brightly as if responding to the touch. I sense that you felt Oh wait, no, this is Finn. I gotta use my deep voice. I sense that you felt uneasy. I came immediately. Are you okay? That sounded nothing like him. Ezra smiles, covering Finn's hand with his own to gently pat it, a reassuring gesture. The intricate patterns etched into the dark iron pulse like a heartbeat. I was only very briefly startled by the appearance of our new friend here. Right. Finn turns to me and dips his head in apology.
I'm sorry about that less than savory introduction, Hunter. Things are a little on edge here lately.
Is anyone gonna tell me why? Are there other things besides vampire? Am I dealing with demons? I need to know. I'd never have guessed. Ezra shakes his head, clearly amused by the sarcasm.
I'm fine. You really don't need to jump every stranger that passes this way.
That final reassurance seems to make the tension melt from Finn's broad shoulders. Sorry, Ddog, you don't need to be alarmed. He's an ally, I swear it. Even if he doesn't seem the best first impression. Finn offers me a genuine, almost soft smile, but he looks guilty. As he should, I suppose. He was being an asshole. How dare you think that I'm a bad person? Don't judge a book by its cover. I'm a ginger, you're a vampire, we both don't have souls, it's a thing. Don't be mean. I catch Ezra eyeing me warily, clearly sensing my apprehension. It isn't like it's every night you find yourself in a magic shop staring at a witch and an apparently friendly vampire. Finn's whole demeanor changed the second he laid eyes on Ezra, and I feel any final traces of fear melting away as he steps forward and offers me his hand. The smile that crosses his lips is mischievous, and cold fingers grip my own in a firm handshake when I reach for him.
It's truly a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, now you're saying that after you go and manhandle me, or vampire handle me, whatever kind of handling you do. That sounds very okay, moving on. His pretty eyes brush over me like a caress, his pupils dilating, and I feel myself swaying, leaning it towards him almost unconsciously. Just a soft whisper of muffled thoughts echoing in my mind, and I can't quite tell if they belong to me or him. It's soothing. And whatever he's doing grants me the foresight to see what he most certainly is harmless, that he bears no ill will towards me. Something tells me he now sees I'm harmless too.
Finnegan, stop that. It's not polite.
Ha! Your full name's Finnegan. That's funny and stupid. Finn closes his eyes briefly, breaking whatever connection he's created with me, and he offers me a killer smile. Literally a killer smile. Shit, those fangs are really no joke. He must be pushing at least 5 centuries. Wow, 500 years old. You only look 23. I've heard of vampires enthralling their victims before a kill, but that felt more like a request to be understood, like he wanted to show me he can be trusted. He exchanges an almost sheepish, knowing glance with Ezra, and I quickly feel my mind clearing itself. It's interesting to see such a powerful creature wither under a witch's gaze. Sorry, this is deep voice again. Sorry, I'm just checking. This is turning into my Batman voice. I'm Finn. He looks at me, and our eyes lock. I nod once again. I nod once, appreciating that he cared enough to put me at ease. Then he's grinning again, wickedly. I hope you didn't hear anything untoward in there. Anyway, Ezra fusses with the kettle, pouring me a cup of fragrant tea and offering it to me on one of those floral saucers. Hey, we talked about that earlier. It's the thing he's standing in front of. Here, take this. It will help get a good night's sleep. I take the cup with a nod, both of them staring intently as I take a small sip. It's good, refreshing, and exactly what I needed. So, Ddog, are you looking forward to becoming part of this? Oh, ouch. Ezra elbows him in the ribs, throwing him a stern warning glance, and Finn flinches a little too dramatically for a big scary creature. Lovely town. I'm sorry, you two are hiding something from me.
Do you have any idea what you've gotten yourself into?
No, because everyone's being super suspicious. Everyone being you two, Mr. Witch and Vampire persons. Is it really that bad? I like a little adventure. That's being a little snarky. No, I want to know if it's really that bad. Oh, it can't be that terrible, can it? The way Ezra looks at me almost makes me feel pitied, concerned etched on his face.
Well, it's certainly not been sunshine and roses around here lately.
Why don't you tell me what's going on? Understatement of the century. I'm Finn. I'll figure it out, whatever it is.
My clan and I are at your disposal, should you require any assistance.
Clan? You have a clan? What kind of clan do you have? Well, a vampire clan, probably. Can I join? Oh, no, then I'd be a vampire. That'd probably be the problem. Can I join? He nods, but I decide to press him for details. Yet, I'd definitely like to know how many supposedly good vampires reside here in Lunaris. I offer him both a smile and finish up my tea. Ezra hurries to take the empty cup from me and sets it upon the table. He places his hand upon Finn's arm. Finn, Ddog needs some rest. Maybe you should head home. Finn nods, and Ezra follows him as he heads for the hatch. They embrace briefly as Finn whispers something into Ezra's ear, the witch grinning brightly as he pulls away. Then Finn's warm golden gaze locks with my own, and he smiles.
Be sure to take care. If you ever need anything, just scream, and I'll come running.
Yeah, that's the alarm. Just scream at the top of my lungs, just go, ah! And then we'll just see if that works. Okay, good to know. What if you're the one making me screaming? Okay, anyway. He winks and my traitorous cheeks threaten to warm at the sight of it. He notices and laughs quietly, a deep, comforting rasp that I could most certainly find myself getting used to. It was nice to meet you, Finn. Finn gracefully lowers himself into the hatch, and Ezra stares into the darkness until the door slams shut. He turns and retrieves a tin of biscuits from the cupboard, offering them to me and waiting expectantly until I take a handful. I'm assuming biscuits as in cookies, not biscuits as in biscuits.
Please don't let our apprehension worry you. I'm sure you're more than capable of getting to the bottom of all this. Some are saying the town has been cursed, but I sense something else. Something bigger.
Well, it's always a terrible night for a curse. That's a Castlevania reference. Good for them. Even though we just met, I feel like I can trust him. Within moments of my arrival, I could tell something about this town is off, and I intend to get to the bottom of this mess. Yeah, maybe the first thing being you two telling me what the fuck's going on around here. I have to live up to my apprehensive impression reputation. What? Take two. I have to live up to my apparently impressive reputation, right? There we go.
We've lost people, good people, and the investigation seems to have just halted. We don't know what more we can do.
Well, first things first, tell me some information.
Look at me getting all emotional when you're probably dead on your feet and desperate to get some sleep.
I would like to get some sleep. He quickly gathers himself, forcing a laugh to break the somber mood. Thank you for letting me stay, Ezra. I'll be out of your hair first thing. I stifle a yawn as Ezra turns to fuss with some blankets. I'm thoroughly looking forward to settling upon the sofa, however tiny it may be.
Really, it's no problem at all. Wouldn't dream of letting you wander the streets at this hour, especially after that journey. I'll see you in the morning. If you need anything, just shout.
See? If the vampire needs me, I have to scream. If this person needs me, I have to shout. I have to scream. I have to shout. If this was Britney Spears, they would have both of them at her whim because she had that one song called Scream and Shout. Wow. Dated reference, dare I say. Anywho. He heads upstairs, and I eagerly remove my boots. The relief is instant when I settle against the cushions, pulling the soft blanket up to my chin. Despite the abundance of questions that currently flood my mind, I swiftly fall into a blissful, dreamless sleep. Am I going to get it like a dream sequence? After I wake and Ezra eagerly makes me more tea, I join him in the shop as I prepare to leave. I wait patiently until he deals with what sounds like a particularly difficult customer, doing my best to eavesdrop as I survey the books that line the walls, most of them in languages I don't understand. There's a strange energy in the air, and my senses tell me that Ezra's visitor is also a magical origin.
You really can't just drop by like this and expect me to have what you need right away. These things take time.
Yeah, a person with a lot of purple on you, but I think that's the lighting, but still you've got a purple sash. Who are you?
That's always your excuse, Ezra. You not want me to work hard to save this town?
I don't know. Give me a second. We're gonna do me there we go. We gotta turn that just a smidgen down. I couldn't hear them that well. Yeah, let's return really quick. Work hard to save this town. So is this probably a mage, if I had to guess? Ezra sighs, apparently not willing to argue, or maybe he knows he'll lose. The tall figure he's bickering with turns to me, and I'm caught off guard by their piercing eyes, their stare cutting me to my core. They scowl, their lips pursed as they turn on a towering heel like I have a target on my forehead. Ezra looks like he's about to try and say something to stop them, but they wave dismissively over their shoulder. Okay. They come to a stop before me and steal their gaze, staring me down and studying me from head to toe in a slow, pointed drag. Can I help you, long-haired person? I register the familiar violet sash that adorns their torso, the very same as mine, and I exchange a quick glance with Ezra. He looks apologetic as he hurriedly emerges from behind the counter to join us. Oh, so he's another hunter if he has the same sash that we do. Oh, an enforcer then, one who apparently doesn't feel that it's necessary to wear the standard uniform. Or maybe they simply think they're too important. They have a commanding presence about them, and I can't help but wonder what rank they hold.
So you're my new subordinate? Interesting.
You just call me your sub? Excuse me, we're not on those terms yet. Gus? August? So this is the infamous Major General Wilhelm that I've been assigned to. They're a prolific figure countrywide, and they've known for being responsible for one of the best hunters that Escria has to offer. It will be a true honor to serve under them, despite their apparently icy disposition. Historically, enforcers aren't the friendliest bunch. They live to serve just as we do, but they hold a much higher authority and love to remind us about it. AKA, they've got an ego that's super big. The way Ezra said their name carried a warning, and August scowls at him briefly before turning their attention back at me. I notice how tired they look, their eyes heavy-lidded and their skin pale, and they even sway where they stand. Apparently Ezra notices too, a flash of concern crossing his features as he quickly rushes to gather some ingredients from a locked cabinet. It looks like he's done this before, seen them like this before. It's a pleasure to meet you, Enforcer Willenheim. I'm...
Yes, I know exactly who you are.
It makes sense if he's mine.
Your arrival has caused quite a stir, and more than a little paperwork.
Yeah, if it makes sense that he would know who I am, I don't need to introduce myself. They glance over at Ezra, watching as he breaks off a few sprigs from a neatly wrapped bundle of herbs and pops them into a glass vial. Their foot taps impatiently on the floor, an exasperated scoff falling their lips as they turn and look at me once again, eyes rolling. Wow, you're turning into a dick, sir. So tell me, Hunter plays games. I knew I was gonna mess that one up. Are you ready to partake in one of the most baffling missions I've come across? Yes, Hunter plays games. I am Ddog the plays games. Oh, we'll see. Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see, won't we?
I do hope you're joking.
I grin, shrugging playfully, hoping to crack their apparent rock-hard exterior. August's cheeks darken, turning a charming shade of dusky rose. I can assure you I'll try my best, Enforcer Willenheim. August makes a dismissive noise, still eyeing me warily. This won't be as effective, but it will do the job for now. As August eagerly reaches for the vial clutched in Ezra's palm, the witch pulls away and fixes them with a worried gaze.
Please stop doing this to yourself. They're pushing you too far and you know it. You're better than this.
Now, we both know that's not true. Ezra surrenders the vial, the vicious violet liquid growing glowing dully as August takes it with a trembling hand. Ezra squeezes August's fingers before pulling away. He looks impossibly sad. There's always a choice, remember that. August seems lost for words, but manages to maintain their carefully crafted annoyance. They reach for the door, and yet another roll of the eyes, pausing briefly to catch my gaze.
I'll see you tomorrow. Don't be late.
Sure. What happens tomorrow? I guess that's our first day. We stand outside the shop, the sky bright, but the town somehow feeling inherently gloomy.
If you ever need anything, you know where to find me. Please don't hesitate to stop
Yes,
by.
I know. I shout for you, scream for the vampire. I don't know what I have to do to that other guy, but we'll figure that out eventually. You won't get rid of me if you say that. His smile softens, and I feel incredibly grateful that I stumbled across him. I mean it, though, anytime. Just be careful. Thank you, Ezra. I bid him farewell, reluctantly leaving the warmth and safety of my shop behind to follow the rickety old street signs that point me towards the tavern, the place I'll be calling home for the foreseeable future. The tavern is bustling and full to the brim with red-faced patrons, the tables littered with empty tankards. It's only 9:30 in the morning, but clearly this town likes to drown their sorrows, even if the sun has barely risen. I push my way to the bar, and a scowling barmaid rolls her eyes at me as I politely raise my hand to get her attention. What? I have room here. Could I check in, please? She promptly rolls her eyes again and ducks beneath the bar, reappearing with a few seconds till looking even more pissed off. Room in ready until 2. You'll get a drink to make yourself scarce. You'll have to get a drink or make yourself scarce, one of the two. I muster a polite, albeit forced smile, turning to find a table, but I find myself face to face with a striking, scowling woman who appears to be blocking me entirely on purpose. Notice she has a purple sash, aka she could be a part of the same type of things we are.
So this is the famous hunter that's taking my place then?
Ah, yes, I'm Hunter Plays Games, thank you.
You don't look like anything special to me. Come to gloat, have you? Rub it in my face.
Everybody always gotta start off really mean. Do I know you? Yeah, there we go. I'm really sorry. Am I supposed to know who you are? The woman looks offended, her jaw clenched, her hands firmly fixed to her hips. It's okay, get offended. It was meant to offend you. I glance down and notice the violet sash that loops around her waist and her simple armor. She's a hunter too.
Well, you've come to town to take my bloody job, so yes, I should expect you to know exactly who I am.
Nope, I got assigned this by somebody else. They know who you are. I do not. They give me no information. Ah, shit.
The name's Piper. Piper Merriman. And I'll be keeping a damn good eye on you.
Yeah, you keep a good eye on me. You know what's gonna happen if you keep a good eye on me? You're gonna watch me kill whatever things we don't know what. Can you tell me what kind of things that we're dealing with here? The second you slip up, I'll be there. Got it? So I've really been called here to take Piper Merriman's place. She's a legend, having racked up more kills than some of the most seasoned hunters, and all at the tender age of 24. I feel terrible. I wasn't told to be replacing anyone. I wasn't told I'd be replacing anyone, and her being upset suddenly seems pretty justified. I'd be devastated if I was demoted too. We work so hard and put our lives on the line, all while the majority of the enforcers sit safely behind their desks. Holding our fate in hands that ain't stained with blood while our fingers drip with it. Piper makes a vague gesture at the barmaid, and she's swiftly handed a glass of warm amber liquid that she delicately cradles in her palm. She steps closer with narrowed eyes, surveying me in a way that almost reminds me of August. Pretty sure I won't be getting Employee of the Month anytime soon. We could always work together. I'm getting the feeling I'll need help. Yeah, everyone's being all vague. I probably need help. And I'm sorry, truly, I can't imagine how frustrating this must be for you. She continues to look annoyed, but I can tell a more vulnerable emotion lingers beneath that seemingly rock-hard exterior. She swirls the rum around, watching the gentle slosh of it as it coasts the slide of the glass. Excuse me, can I have a rum, please? I would like a rum and Coke. I would love that right now. Maybe some Bacardi and just say. Maybe you can let me have some of yours. No.
Yes,
okay.
well, that's what I get for being utterly shit at my job, isn't it?
I mean, yes? She scoffs at a laugh, but the smile that curls at her ruby lips doesn't reach her eyes. Anyway, I'm sure I'll see you in the field. I'm not totally useless.
They just have me doing the awful jobs, the stuff that doesn't actually matter. What a waste of a perfectly amazing hunter.
enforcers, just a bunch of just a bunch of pencil-pushing wankers. I stay silent, sensing that she might need someone to vent to. I've been there. Our job can be hard, and not just on our bodies.
Anyway, I can see I'm boring you. I'll just be over there, continuing to drown my sorrows until Willenheim summons me.
Because that is definitely the healthy thing to do. They're such an arsehole. I agree. They are an asshole. I huff a laugh, covering my mouth with my hand in a poor attempt to stifle the noise, and she seems briefly amused by my reaction. She offers me a thoughtful glance, then sighs loudly.
Don't take any shit from them, okay? Come and see me if they bother you. I'm not afraid to stick my boot up their backside. Again.
Ooh, so she got angry with him and they got into a tuffle. That's good. Good to know. Anyway, I'll see you around. She doesn't wait for me to respond, and with a flick of long chestnut hair, she's gone. I spot her disappearing into the heavy crowd that's mulling about in the center of the tavern, a crowd that apparently pretty pissed off about something, and I need to investigate that. Might as well get stuck right in. What could possibly go wrong? I push my way into the crowd and find what both baffles and amuses me. A lichen, a hybrid lichen, sat smack bang in the middle of the tavern, arms folded across his chest. He has a smirk plastered across his scarred lips, his wolf ears twitching dismissively as the townsfolk hoot and holler at him. The lichen doesn't seem to care and grabs his drink, taking a deep swig. My first impression is that he seems perfectly harmless, even if his cockiness is almost a palpable aura. As I step closer, however, I can see the scars that he bears. A seasoned scrapper, then, not shy in the least and eager to stir up in the ire of the authorities or other creatures, apparently. He spots me, his scarlet eye is flashing, and then he's kicking out the chair in front of him and gesturing for me to sit down. Either he's bold or he's got something to prove, and I find myself being watched by the eyes of every tavern goer. They're all waiting to see if I'm going to oblige the object of their disdain, and the tavern falls deathly silent. As I take the seat, the crowd slowly begins to disperse, though their eyes stay firmly fixed upon both myself and the lichen as they return to their respective seats.
They're lucky I kept my cool.
Ooh.
Wouldn't you say, Hunter?
Oh, I like you. I still don't get how you could have 4 pairs of ears. Maybe your 2 pairs of ears, 4 ears. Maybe your hearing's really good. I never understood that in this kind of like art and whatnot. But wow, you're cute too. I love your eyes. I wouldn't want to piss you off. You seem harmless. Yeah, let's go with you seem harmless. You seem harmless enough. I think I could handle you. His brow draws together with a deep scowl, but he still looks relatively relaxed, playful even.
You do you? Would you care to test that theory?
Theory? Is it a theory? A game theory? One of his wolf ears twitches, and I can't help but smile at the loose threat. Maybe another time. How about you tell me your name, and why you apparently have a death wish hanging around in a tavern full of humans who quite clearly aren't too fond of non-humans? He bristles, his tail wrapping around his legs as his chair as he places his now empty tankard upon the table. The noise draws a gasp from every single patron, and I glance over at Piper, who sits in the corner, either oblivious or uncaring.
It's Alcar, and I don't have a death wish.
You have a
Not
scar.
today, anyway.
You have a scar. I like you. I like you too. Okay, so far we got wolf dude, lichen guy, and we got vampire dude. Just saying, if this turns out to be a dating sim, one of them getting the Ddog. Only today? He smiles, folding his arms back in his chest.
You don't need to concern yourself with me, Hunter. I stay far away from your kind. From everyone. Mostly. I do enjoy coming here to rile this lot up, though. Unless they come looking for me, of course.
He glances over his shoulder, catching Piper's gaze. She flips him off, and he turns back around to face me, his shoulders shaking with laughter.
I'm sure you'll grow to despise me in time. Just like every other idiot in this hopeless town.
So I bet they have some type of history as well, right? Because that would be, obviously, if she flicked them off. He stands still as all the patrons stiffen. It's so quiet you could hear a pin drop, but Alcar merely rolls his pretty eyes and flashes me a sharp grin. He looms over me, close enough that I can smell the earthly, distinctly patriarch scent of him. I will say, I enjoy that he didn't act like a dick to begin with. Wow, this hair right here is just bugging my heck out of my face. Hold on. We're gonna... god. Okay, still messed up, but that's fine. I like that he started out being a dick. I like that he is actually nice. He's cute. But he's definitely being nice, unlike like the last two people we met.
If my advice is worth anything to you, then trust me when I say to trust no one.
There we go. Now the hair's out of my face. Trust no one. Got it. But what about you? Can I trust you? You seem the trustworthy type. He stares me down. Even you? Oh, who called that one? That was me.
Especially me. Goodbye, Hunter.
I watch him leave, feeling everyone's gaze still fixed upon me. I compose myself and offer them a smile, as genuine as I can muster after such an odd encounter. I glance at the clock and it's only 10:30. I have some time to kill. The town is small, very small, and it takes me less than an hour to walk it from end to end. On my travels, I find myself drawn to the cemetery, and the scent of blood is thick here. That would be because this is the site of the last murder. I came across a patch of scorched grass, the earth around it trampled by the boots of enforcers and hunters alike. The remnants of a crumpled gravestone are littered around the perfect black outline of a body, and I take a deep breath, crouching down to skim my fingers along the edges. I close my eyes and try to picture it, what happened to them, but it's hard to truly see knowing how stark the darkness is here. It's a blur, a mere memory, but I feel terror. They were so scared, utterly alone in their final moments. But something sticks out to me over all that fear. I'm sorry, I love you. The words hit me hard, my chest aching, and I feel an intense longing. I feel love, a powerful and unconditional kind that snatches the air from your lungs. I take a deep breath and force myself to stand, trying to shake the feeling. I'll find out who killed you. I'm startled by the sudden sound of heavy footsteps, my hand hovering over my weapon. I look around frantically, on guard and ready, and then a striking figure appears. Demon? He's clad in fine clothing, his long hair tied in a neat ponytail, the crown of his head adorned with delicate jewelry, and I should be unsettled. The pointed teeth and sharp claws indicating he's definitely not human, but he's smiling. You also have red hair, just saying, we got that in common. Fun fact, gingers never date each other. Then the flicker of a spade-tipped tail tells me everything I need to know. I'm staring at a glamour demon. Hey, we got demons in this. I totally guessed that earlier. Though I'm finding it hard to be alarmed by his presence, what seems to be a theme here in Lunaris. His eyes are a warm chestnut brown, and they sparkle in the dappled sunlight as he gazes at me in wonder.
Hello, Hunter. I've been looking forward to meeting you.
Ooh, I like your voice the best so far. Don't move, or you have. Let's say you have. You've been expecting me? I watch as his cheeks darken, his gaze dropping to the grass.
Well, people talk and I listen. And they've done a lot of talking about you. I hope I didn't scare you.
Well, he's certainly not like any other demon I've encountered. The not trying to kill me part helps.
Well, people talk and...
Oh, I scrolled, my bad. You didn't, it's okay.
You're sure? I've gotten used to startling people.
I mean, you don't look very startling, person, sir. I promise you, I've seen scarier. He laughs, his tail flicking. Oh, I'm certain you have. His aura is calm, if not a little skittish, and I decide he's probably more scared of me than I am of him. It's still not hard to read, though, and that's frustrating, but not necessarily alarming. What's your name? The demon exhales sharply, apparently relieved that I'm making conversation rather than drawing my weapon.
It's Omen.
Omen? I think I like you the best so far. You've got to be kidding me. What kind of Omen? Introduce yourself. I feel a smile curling at the corner of my lips. Are you a good omen or a bad one? His lashes flicker, and I quickly realize he may not be versed in bad jokes. What? Don't worry. It was just a joke. It's nice to meet you, Omen. I'm Ddog. So how was your first day in Lunaris been? I huff a quiet laugh, yet again perplexed by the wonderfully weird inhabitants of this town. He's certainly the most polite demon I've ever met. I guess it's been fine. I'm just a little overwhelmed. It's a strange town, isn't it? Omen laughs, the sound musical and almost infectious, causing my own smile to widen.
You're being polite. It's more than strange. It's a mess. A mess I and many others hope you can fix.
I grimace, my gaze drifting back down to the place where the last murder victim lay. I sigh and muster as much confidence as I possibly can. I can do this. I can solve these murders. So, obviously no pressure then. Omen shrugs playfully.
No pressure at all. Welcome to Lunaris.
Oh, hello? Is that all we got? Oh, I make it to the enforcement headquarters with time to spare after August's thinly veiled threat about the tardiness yesterday. Before we go into this headquarters further, I'd just like to say thank you for watching. I appreciate if you've been watching this. If you haven't, if I'm talking to nobody, well, I appreciate myself for talking to myself, and that's the thing too. If you like this video. Tell me that, comment on things that I should play. What are other visual novels that you've heard of? I just want to know that. And lastly, if you'd like to, please subscribe. I'm going to hit 500 and it's going to be great. But that's the end of this episode. I will see you all next time. Goodbye, everybody.